treasures in his soul. Fishing for gold, I found a key to unlock the door to my mind's gate. Hidden with some hieroglyphs. Told me about my future and my past, and that I should get to like working and get up off my ass. I'm on the path to move the masses. To spiritual tactics, so masters, you bastards. Spread it through classes. Live your life.
The veil has lifted the energy, shit that my indigos get that we different. Off the loose, so we tripping, the plasma we sipping. Now the dimensions are dripping. Unless you are different, you won't know the difference. Or make a difference, you slipping. You're chasing this chicken, decoding the digits, you know that I stay on my pivot. Your body's the shell, your spirit's the snail, so why are you chasing your tail? They got you so pale, what is that smell? Chemtrails, what you inhale? I feel like evil Knievel. I'ma build we a cathedral for all of my people, so how that they cannot reach you. Power to the people, we are equal. All this evil and deceitful. There was a flood, so this is a sequel. Vibrate so high that they cannot reach you. You are ascended, no one pretended. Work up a spinning, now that stars are bending. Conscious extending, are you comprehension? And not to mention, release all the tension. They want us divided, cause they know we got it. We gon' override it. Fifth dimension, we gon' overnight it. Like the flame, baby, let's ignite it. So they can't hide it now, they can't hide it like. We blow up like dynamite. Had to kill the old me. Cause I ain't want the kind of life. Nah.
Grand Raw Rising. Blessed day. wherever you are on this planet Earth, in this dimensional frequency that is allowing you to be able to receive, as well as be present and aligned with this frequency in space. Sending you all tremendous love, awareness of balance and wholeness, and wishing us all to remember who we are in our divine essence on this wonderful and beautiful Wednesday. And how is everybody? Feel free to leave comments here in the live. Feel free to comment on the YouTube when this is uploaded as a full episode. I would really like to hear how everybody is in the middle of the week this far. And it's always good to share and be heard and be vulnerable about where we are, what we've learned, what we're growing through, and what we're struggling with. As this is how we continue to have more intimate community, as well as learn how to be vulnerable and in our strength together. So I'm your sacred host of Rising with Ra, Marcus, aka Christolight. And today on this Rising with Ra, we will be flowing into the solar plexus chakra. And later on, the second half of the live, towards the end, I will give you guys a little bit of a description about the solar plexus chakra, as well as guide you through a self-healing reiki for the solar plexus chakra. And along with that, we will be continuing our theme of energies that we're connecting with for the week here on Rising with Ra, which is spirit animals. So you may start thinking about it now. And once we get to the second half, when we do our solar plexus activation, we will infuse and balance the characteristics, the medicine, the properties that the animal of your choice brings spiritual meaning to for your solar plexus. So you may think about it now up until later. Then later on you can share either in the comments, or you can even come on the live screen if we align and resonate sacredly, to share your spirit animal that you chose for yourself for your solar plexus chakra today. And that will be later on in the second half of the live. First half of the live, we do collective card reading or intuitive collective reading, depending upon the guest or if myself is doing it. And a couple announcements I have for this week. Upcoming events and sacred spaces that are going to be coming up. This Friday, myself and my partner, Holistic Butterfly, we will be hosting Sacred Space Friday, and that is at 7 p.m. Eastern. And that is a multiple choice of payment options for you. And you can either do $11, $22, or $33, depending upon how many you would like to pay for. And what you get in this is a sober safe space. You also receive a conscious community space to be able to connect, share, and help support others as well. It's a really good space for being vulnerable, transparent, talking about your struggles, talking about your growth, and anything else that you find beneficial for your well-being, as well as others. And then in the second half, this Friday specifically, I will be guiding us through a chakra balance meditation, connecting us to the ocean, as well as Native American energy. So we will be starting off in Native energy that will actually be played with background drum music by the man that created this drum right here, actually. And that man, that brother, that king, that god, however you'd like to describe him, he goes by Chuck Wilson, and he is the owner and creator of Wakan Drums. And he is a shamanic drum maker, as well as a shamanic practitioner. He is who created this drum right here by hand. And this is actually Queen Holistic Butterfly's drum. Her wonderful Sekhmet energy, divine feminine drum. And his audio playing drum will be used while I guide the meditation. And then through that we'll transition into the ocean and connect with ocean energy in the meditation. So that's this Friday, Sacred Space Friday, and that's on Zoom. So you do have to direct message either myself or Holistic Butterfly, or you can go directly to the link in Holistic Butterfly's account and then click on Book a Service, and then you'll see Sacred Space Fridays, and then just click on that and go from there. So that's Sacred Space Friday coming up this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Transparency, vulnerability, conscious community space, completely sober, 100%. And you also get a guided meditation in the second half to clear your chakras and release any energies. And 2 Fridays from now, the next one will be held. And instead of a guided meditation from myself, it will be a breath play session guided by Holistic Butterfly. So that's the first announcement of what's coming up, Sacred Space Friday. And then after that, this Saturday, the next day, I'm going to be hosting my Generational Clearing, Inner Child Healing Zoom workspace. And our brother Chuck Wilson will be present in this one. And he will be there to engage with all of us. So you're able to ask him questions in this space. He will be sharing a little bit about himself and his shamanic drums and the path that he's been on as a shaman. And if you're someone that is interested in having your own custom-made, by the heart, homegrown shamanic drum for your medicine and healing, or for those around you, or for your own practices, you can reach out to myself. You can go onto his website, which is wakandrums.com. Go ahead and put it down below in the comments for you. wakandrums.com. And I'll go ahead and tag his Instagram, because you can follow him on Instagram and message him there as well. And his name is Chuck Wilson. And he makes all of his drums by hand. And he has a very sacred and beautiful process behind it. You can actually watch the Process of Clearing Layers episode that I hosted, where he came on as a guest to share his story, the ins and outs of his drums, the sacredness, the trees that he uses, and the connection behind it all. You can watch that on my YouTube channel, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, Process of Clearing Layers, Shamanic Drums. It's the last episode, it's episode 10. So this Saturday, I will be hosting the Inner Child Space, and Chuck will be there. And what that looks like is the first hour we do journaling. And in this journaling, we journal out our experiences and traumas that we can find in our conscious mind that are at the surface. And we also journal out our thoughts and feelings in the present moment while we journal out those experiences. And the reason why we do this is so we can start the process of deep reflection, as well as getting it out of our system, getting it out of our mind, and starting to release our emotions. So as we journal, we spend time together in a quiet, sacred space, journal out our experiences that we had wished to release and be vulnerable and transparent about. And then after the first hour, going into the second hour, we move into a guided meditation. And let me add this as well. In the first hour, we get to share our experiences that we wrote down, our thoughts and feelings, and be vulnerable with each other. And it is completely up to you if you want to share or not. You don't have to. But I found that in this space, everybody that shared was able to receive very beautiful support and upliftment for their experiences and being present. And then after that, we transition into the guided meditation. The guided meditation, I guide us through cleansing the chakras with affirmations and releasing and letting go of these traumas and energetic experiences that are stored in our being. And for this guided meditation, Chuck will be live in the Zoom space playing one of his drums while I do the meditation. So you'll be receiving his shamanic drum medicine live and in person online while I do the guided meditation. And this is a free space, donation based, this Saturday, beginning at 2:22 p.m. Eastern. It's about 2 hours long. So those are the announcements I have for this week. Coming up Friday, Sacred Space Friday, direct message myself or Holistic Butterfly, or you can go to the link in her bio. Click on book a service, and then Sacred Space Friday. That is $11 starting out. And then Saturday, Inner Child Healing with Shamanic practitioner Chuck Wilson. And for that one, I am hosting, so just direct message me, and I will get you that Zoom link for you. And that one is free, donation based. And that's what's coming up. Such powerful medicine tools that we have.
This is a sacred, sober, safe space for those who want to express, learn, and heal. I, Kristen, also known as Holistic_Butterfly, and my partner Marcus, also known as Sacred Light 33, will be present for all sessions. In these sacred containers, we will take part in holding space and facilitating breath, play, or meditation. In these journeys, we will help you to align your chakras and connect with your higher self. As a beautiful addition, we will receive newly recorded drum music specifically made with the intention for our journeys. This will be lovingly made by a friend, Chuck Wilson. He is a sacred shamanic drum maker and musician. This will take place on the first and third Friday of every month at 7 p.m. EST. To reserve your spot, click the link in bio at holistic_butterfly on Instagram. And if you have any questions, please send an email to Kristen, KRISTEN.Hibbard, HIBBARD @live.ca, with the subject title being Sacred Space Fridays. One love, beautiful souls.
Alrighty, so it is time for our collective card reading of the day here on this Wednesday. And also, how are we all feeling after moving through the spring equinox on Monday? Are we refreshing ourselves and cleansing our spaces?
Stupid thing. Okay, and I'm sorry. I wish I could take it back, but I can't. This morning you said there was nothing so big that we couldn't work past it together.
What the hell did I know?
Look, there's got to be a way we can work past this, okay? I can't imagine my life.
For everyone out there, what's one of the number one things that you want to do sacredly and energetically when it comes to card readings? To honor the energies, the entities, and the space. What is the number one thing that you probably want to do when going into a card reading? And I'm doing it right now. This flame is doing some crazy stuff right now on the screen. What in the world? Everybody's watching this alchemy right now? Number one thing that you likely would like to do is definitely cleanse the space. You want to give that honor, that sacredness to everybody, including yourself, including the cards, including the energies and beings that are assisting. This shows respect and love for clearing up the channel and the space for purity, expansion, and light to come through. So today on this Wednesday, or whenever you watch this on YouTube or in this replay, we are going to be going into the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck, just like we did last Wednesday. Blessings, blessings, everybody. And for every card reading in this space, I just do a general, overall collective reading to see what the most whole, balanced, and unconditional messages are for our space. All right. It feels like there's 2 for us today. Got a twofer. We got a twofer. All right. So the first one we have in our collective card reading today is going to be the sound of the universe. Now, I don't think I pulled this card, so I'm actually going to go ahead and read out the book, just because I would like to see exactly what they have behind this card for us. And sometimes I read out the book, sometimes I do it intuitively. Just really whatever feels called, knowing that both are valid. Life-changing experiences, glimpsing the great mystery, significant timing, pivotal moments, the Sri Yantra, the tuning fork, the universal consciousness, music, transcending mundane reality. This card signifies those pivotal moments that transcend belief, remind us of a greater reality and influence us, so that life will never be the same again. When I start channeling paintings, I explore sacred geometry by including it as a key element in my creations, without knowing much about its meaning. When I looked up the wisdom of the Sri Yantra, I was blown away. It symbolizes the sound of the universe. This painting was crucial for me, as it was my make or break decider for whether I could fulfill my dream as a painter. It was also significant as I crashed my car trying to steady the painting and momentarily take my eyes off the road. The events that followed delivered the most spiritual growth I had experienced in this lifetime, up until that point. Interestingly, this piece has also vanished. The Sri Yantra is a powerful symbol, described as the tuning fork that connects us to universal consciousness. It is present in those aha moments, the fragments in time, when life, as we know it, falls away to reveal a place outside mundane. It brings a sense of awe and overwhelms, and yet it feels so real that it jolts us back to our core for deeper remembering. It allows us to fathom our limitlessness. This card is also about music as a sacred tool. It speaks of the importance of having a soundtrack for our journey. Music was an essential aspect of ceremony in Lemuria, as it bridged the gap between matter and non-matter. Even in this dimension, music opens the portals to an array of feelings and atmospheres. Bring more music into your life to expand your experience and shift your sense of ordinary reality. Having your world shaken up a little can invite a deeper glimpse of the great mystery of your life. There are myriad ways to peek behind the veil of the mundane world. Ecstatic dance, spiritual exploration, and intuitive creative pursuits are just a few. Aim to naturally imbue this awareness in your everyday existence, so you can avoid the sudden wake-up calls and wake up to the hidden music, harmony, and wonder of your multidimensional world. Beautiful. So with that being said, what I'm really sensing is some of us have really gotten so used to what we've been doing, and have gotten extremely comfortable with these patterns and cycles that we find ourselves in. And we've kind of put to the side our creative expansion, our kind of, cracking open to explore our gifts, cracking open to explore the different pathways that we can experience and that we can put forth. with our creative abilities, with our social connecting, along with different things that we've wanted to try or implement or experience for ourselves. But instead of taking that step outside of the box or taking that step out of our comfort zone, we continue to pattern and stay in that comfort zone. So really what I'm feeling is just a reminder that it's wonderful to have your comforts and your patterns that are serving you. But also don't forget and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and try different things out for your human experience. And you never know what may really suit you when it comes to your creative abilities, your serving for the collective, as well as things from the past that you kind of buried and put to the side because of family, because of work, because of school, and all these different things. Maybe bring those things back up. Some of those things that your inner child really loves, or that you really loved back in your teenage days, early adulthood, and you really enjoy and wanted to really experience and make something of. It's never too late to do so. So really just a reminder that it's all accessible and it's all interweaved. Whatever it is that you would like to do, whatever it is you're passionate about, or whatever it is that you would like to co-create, it's all accessible within your mind. And it's just about putting the steps of action forward. Whether it's just blueprinting what you're going to do next, or grabbing an item or a tool that you'll need in order to do it, or planning out a day to participate and be a part of it. Whatever it may be, you have the power in this present now moment to take action into what it is that you enjoy, passionate about, what you can serve, or whatever it is that's on your mind when it comes to your path of co-creation. And also the last thing I'm also feeling is, don't forget to upgrade. Don't forget to tweak and, paint new layers. Put more magic on top of the things that you're already enjoying, or the things that are in your life already. There's always ways that we can upgrade and tweak and bring even more life and vibrancy into what we've been experiencing. And relating also to when it talks about the sudden wake-up calls. We get wake-up calls and we get shaken up a little bit when we're being stagnant. When we're not being multidimensional. When we're not being the alchemist of our life. And we're transitioning our mindset into being a finite human being. And even a human being isn't finite. We get these wake-up calls, we get these shake-ups because we're being stagnant and finite. when we are infinite potential, multidimensional spiritual beings in a human vessel. So the shakeup causes the stagnancy to start to dissolve, it starts to shatter, it starts to break down, because the stagnancy is densifying our being. It's becoming stiff and hard, heavy. It's weighing down our frequency and vibrational field, the more stagnant we are. But the more that we're flowing, instead of there being stagnant heavy energies, there may be a little bits of energies that we have to flow through, but we're still flowing. So may we remember that when we get wake-up calls and we get shaken up, it is not something to punish. It is not something against you. It is not this thing where the universe or God is against you and you're doing bad and you're just a sinful person. It's just about waking up from your stagnancy. Waking up from believing that you're just a finite, one-dimensional being. And it's actually a really great gift and blessing that we are given that reminder, that unconditional love of who we are, that higher essence that we are and have access to in this human self. And with these shakeups, it creates more openings and opportunities for releasing, creating space within our energy field, so then we can draw and attract and receive more light and unconditional love. So that's our first card, the Sound of the Universe. And our second card of this reading, which I have not pulled either, is She of the Lotus. And I'll be reading out of the book on this one as well. She of the Lotus, shadow work, addressing dissonance, seeing downfalls at the flip side of superpowers, loving yourself back to wholeness, the beautiful lotus that grows from murky waters, disempowering triggers, bringing light into your dark corners. Wow, how beautiful. Alright, so paradoxically, self-love is a catalyst for a transformation. Alchemizing painful triggers is an opportunity for awareness that helps us reclaim more of ourselves. As the dense space begins to evaporate, we can be filled with more light, more love, and we can create an upward healing spiral. This correlates exactly in what we were just talking about. I have come to learn that shadow work and self-love are practices to implement on a day-to-day basis. When we merge this awareness with moment-to-moment consciousness, densities don't get a chance to form. We can then live and love even bigger. And this is a true freedom, self-empowerment, and more authentic love and light can radiate. A true light bringer shines light in all the corners so shadows can be acknowledged and released. Take a look at any unconscious patterns that may be running you. Are there elements of yourself you need to take out of the trash, dust off, and reabsorb? Shadows can be painful or tender to touch. Sensitivity in an area can be a trigger that shows us where we might want to spring clean some of our darker, forgotten, ignored, or hidden corners. Accepting our shadows is the first stage in restoring ourselves to wholeness and self-love. Peel back the layers, for there is shame. guilt, or fear, and bring them into the daylight under a loving and compassionate light. They will resolve and reassimilate so you can re-engage with your superpowers. How beautiful. So, this is just like what we were just talking about with the last card, Sound of the Universe, is really opening ourselves up. Opening ourselves up to shifting and clearing out these densities, stagnant energies, and shadow patterns. Oftentimes, our triggers we can tend to take as negative or externalize our blame for why we're going through a trigger, when the trigger for us can be a signal that right here in this area of depth of your being, we need to give some love to it. We're holding on to something, or there is something that is blocking us from being able to be in internal peace. If what other people are doing are bothering us, and what we're doing when it has nothing to do with us, then there may be something to sit and reflect on within our own self about why we're attached to what other people are doing, why we are draining our energy, letting our happiness not be present, not letting ourselves be grounded in peace over other people's actions and words that they're responsible for on their journey and will face the cause and effect of. The more stable we can be within ourselves, the more we can be an anchor, a lighthouse or pillar of eternal peace and light for those around us. And I'm not saying that this stuff is very simple or easy when it comes to shadow work or being conscious in triggered moments. But there are strategies, there's tools, and there are ways that we can play this game of chess and put our pieces in the right place to help us move through these situations and energies in a more supportive manner. And once we transmute these shadows and integrate them into our light self, then we are empowered by them. We are given the strength of that shadow. So as strong as that shadow was in the heaviness, it then becomes the same amount of power and strength in the lightness of enlightenment and upliftment when we integrate that shadow. We're alchemists, light workers, as we say. We go into the shadows, we go into the depths, we take that density of energy and we flip it around, transmute it into the same exact thing on the opposite spectrum for enlightenment and divine light being brought into the shadows. Prime example of this for myself that I can relate to is when I went to prison. And yes, I went to prison. I used to be involved with selling plant medicine as well as other substances, such as festival drugs and substances. And I ended up getting set up by an informant. Long story short, I went to prison for about a year. And on the outside, for some, first reaction is typically how terrible, or, you know, that had to be awful, I'm sorry for you. But internally, inside of myself, I didn't change my mindset on consciousness. I didn't change my mindset on transmutation. I didn't change my mindset on my divine purpose as a light when I went into prison. By the time I went to prison, I was already on my self-awareness conscious path for about 3 to 4 years. So when I went in there, yes, at first it was definitely a little painful and took a second to accept as my reality. But once I was able to accept it as my reality, I then opened myself up to, what can I be here? What can I do to make the most and optimize this experience in this dark place of shadows? And I went within myself very often. A lot of clearing, meditation, listening to my higher spirit. And through that, I was able to grow more intimate with my own self. I got to know my true self more. I was able to naturally be a beacon and a center point of knowledge, wisdom, spiritual upliftment for other inmates in prison. I taught about 7 to 8 different people how to meditate, how to balance all 7 of their chakras through meditation and breathing, including educating them on what the chakras are. And I was the only one doing this from my full awareness in that prison. My point to this is, we get choices no matter where we are, no matter what energy field we're in, no matter if we're in a very dark, shadowy place, or we're in a very uplifting, Zen-like space. We have choices on, what are we going to be? What are we going to do? What are we going to emanate? What are we going to embody? What are we going to say? What are we going to demonstrate for our fellow reflections, our fellow kings and queens here on planet Earth? Are you going to fall into the pitfalls of your own ego? Are you going to give in to pain, resentment, and fear? Or are you going to see that there is unconditional love present everywhere, including prison? And you may not see it around you, but it's within you. And you are that unconditional love. And you can choose to be the channel or medium for that unconditional love in a place where it's not very present. And that's how we be the change. That's how we be the shift for the environment and the energy field that we're in. Is by remembering that I don't need validation outside of me, or I don't need to see that somebody else is giving love, somebody else is smiling. I can start that right now from within me and be the ripple effect. And that's what took place for me while I was in prison. I attracted so many beautiful souls in there that were just looking for peace, enlightenment, or they had esoteric knowledge or knowledge about the government and other things that they wanted to relate upon and spark conversation with me because they had nobody else in there doing so. So really, moral of that whole story is just remembering that you are multidimensional and infinite, and that no matter how dark a place you're in, no matter how light of a place you're in, you have choices on what you can do and the type of energy and type of light you would like to embody and ripple out to those around you. And with that becomes opportunities of self-empowerment, strengthening, becoming even deeper in your wisdom. So that's our collective card reading for the day. The sound of the universe. She of the Lotus. Make it all worth it. Make it all worth it. Even if it's a painful time or it's a negative feeling time, if we like to use the word negative. Not really into the positive and negative thing, but when I do talk about it, it's really about frequency. But just remember, make the most of your time. There are hidden gems within every experience you go through, no matter where you are. It's infinite source energy, and you're the transmuting vessel. You have a powerful mind. So that's our collective card reading on this wonderful Wednesday. So here in a moment, we will transition over to our self-reiki for the solar plexus chakra. Hey, blessings everyone. It is Marcus, aka Christolight, here at Sacred Light, and I'm presenting to you my Sacred Light services that are available currently. I am currently offering Reiki, chakra alignment and empowerment, intuitive life guidance, soul origin galactic therapy meditation sessions, as well as sacred oracle readings. These are all services that I'm divinely offering and have available to you any day of the week. You may contact me through my email, which is marcustut23@gmail.com, through Facebook at Christolight Robbins, or through Instagram at sacredlight33. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me at any of those contacts, and I will give you the best answer I can to help you get clarity upon what could best suit you on your journey. And we can book a session whenever you're ready. Wholeness, balance, love, vibrations. And the solar plexus chakra, for those of you that may be curious on what it is and how it functions. Solar plexus chakra is located in the abdomen. It is the vibrational color of yellow, and it represents our personal sun. It's our personal empowerment energy center, and it holds our self-confidence, self-esteem, our willpower, our ability to move forth and go forth in movement with energy. And it also represents what you could call like warrior type of energy. The ability to move through obstacles, to move through challenges, to keep on pushing through blocks. This is what the solar plexus holds for us. And it also is when it's blocked and going through misalignments, this is where self-judgment comes. Or it can be weakened by receiving judgment and opinions that don't serve us, as well as feelings of self-doubt, low self-esteem, and not having the will to want to live and do anything. So those are like some of the things that a solar plexus that is blocked can look like. And if you are interested in any one-on-one chakra activation empowerments, that is a service that I offer for $33. And you get to choose the chakra. And if you are interested in more about it, feel free to message me. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a couple minute break. So if you want to hydrate, get comfortable, use the restroom, whatever you'd like to do to get prepared, go ahead and do so for a couple of minutes, and then we will come back and move into our solar plexus activation. All right. I am back. We are back. So we have just wrapped up our collective card reading for the day. It was from the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck. For anybody that's curious. And you can watch that in this replay or on the YouTube channel, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, where this will be uploaded by the end of today. And if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any comments regarding the reading, feel free to drop them below or in that little question bubble down there or in the comments on YouTube. Now we're going to move into the solar plexus activation, and we are correlating spirit animal medicine with the chakra this week. So for today, think about what spirit animal you would like to choose to connect with your solar plexus chakra today. Feel free to drop it below in the comments if you would like to share with the community what spirit animal you choose for your solar plexus today. And maybe put like 1 or 2 reasons why. What medicine, what characteristics and properties of this spirit animal is the reason why you're going to infuse it with activating your solar plexus today. Sweet grass for upliftment. And as we do our solar plexus activation today, I'll be playing a little bit of my Queen's Shamanic drum that was crafted by hand by our good friend Chuck Wilson. And I will be playing this in accordance with spirit through our solar plexus activation. So you may connect with the spirit and energy of this drum as we expand our solar plexus today. And the bear, that's a good choice. It's actually one of the main ones that popped up for me for solar plexus. And today, for solar plexus chakra, I am going to choose I'm gonna go with the lion. You know, the lion has always had a beautiful connection with me. And I was trying to resist it, but there's no resisting the lion for me. The lion is definitely my solar plexus chakra today. Oh, nice, you chose lion too. Yeah. The reason why I'm choosing the lion for my solar plexus activation is just the power of knowing who it is. That royal standing in truth. That mystical peace of just being the lion. Along with its strength to be able to move through terrains, its ability to provide for itself and for its family. And really it's balance. It's balance between putting forth and resting. The good old lion. So go ahead and get comfortable. And you can either sit or lay down for this practice. And if you are sitting, you want to try to have your back as straight as possible. And you may use a pillow, the edge of a couch, your bed, anything that you would like to support, as this will help your energy flow through the spine. If you're laying down, you want to have your legs straight and not crossed, as this can block the flow of energy in and out of the soles of your feet. Then you want to relax your shoulders. Allow your shoulders to drop, release the tension throughout the arms. Have your elbows tucked to the side at your ribs maybe. So allow your hands to drop. Let go of holding tension in your body. And then the breath, breathing in through the nose, expanding the diaphragm. Consciously and intimately drawing the breath down the body. Breathing out of the mouth. Continue that breath pattern throughout the session, as this will support you in having smoother releases, as well as receiving more space for light and healing. Citrine, very nice. So some solar plexus crystals that you may utilize. Citrine, tiger's eye, sunstone, honey calcite, pyrite, selenite, smoky quartz, jasper, these are all pretty good stones that you may utilize. And right here what I have is a beautiful, not very common crystal called Q-Sara. And this one actually activates all of your chi meridian points throughout your body, as well as cleanses them and releases blocks within your meridians. So not just your main chakras, but all of your meridian energy points throughout your body. This helps activate and cleanse them. And there's more properties to it as well. So for you guys, since you're not going to be playing the drum, take your hands with your palms cup your hands together. Cup your fingers, that is. And then have your crystal in your left hand, which is your activation and amplification hand. And then place your hands on your stomach or your abdomen. Through that, through your palms, Reiki energy or universal light energy is streaming through your palms to your solar plexus chakra. So just continue to deeply breathe. And as you breathe in, draw down the breath to the solar plexus and then cycle it back up and out of the mouth. And just continue that breath pattern to the solar plexus as you allow Reiki energy to stream through the palms of your hands to your solar plexus. And just continue that focus. Don't even focus on me and what I'm doing. Focus on your own self. Focus on your energy. Focus on your well-being. Focus on your solar plexus. You may close your eyes. Focus on the breath. Keep on breathing and holding your Reiki energy at your solar plexus. And I will let you know when we are finished. Keep on breathing. Breathing in through the nose to the solar plexus. Breathing out blocks. You are worthy. You are strong. You are brilliant light with purpose. Continuing to breathe. Continuing to breathe, expanding sun in our abdomen, letting the rays of yellow light flood throughout our body in all directions from the solar plexus. Keep on breathing. Breathe through the euphoria. Breathe through the electricity. Affirm. You may repeat these affirmations at your own will. I am divine with purpose, infinite potential and power in this reality and existence while in this human experience. I am releasing judgment, opinions, degradation of my own being that no longer serve. I am strong confidence in accessing my willpower to continue to be myself and flow in purpose. I am brilliance, gifted, loved, and shall continue to give love, share my truth, and do my shadow work for the highest of all. Take a big, deep breath. Hold all of this energy in. The releases, the receiving, all of it as one. Know that it is you and not separate. And breathe it all out. Beautiful. And you may return back to your physical reality whenever you are ready. Ooh-wee. Don't forget to hydrate yourself today. Thank you all that received and participated in this solar plexus activation today. And feel free to leave any comments in the replay or on the YouTube about the drum. Or if you would like to get your own custom shamanic drum, you can reach out to myself or Chuck Wilson of Volcan Drums. And you can get a custom made shamanic drum today. So that will do it for today on Rising with Ra. And I will be back on Friday at 11:11 a.m. Eastern here on Instagram Live, Sacred Light 33. And I am your Sacred Pharaoh of the Space, Marcus, aka Christolight. And again, if you guys are looking for that support, if you're looking for that guiding hand, that one-on-one space with somebody that has dedicated their self to the passions, the teachings and knowledge of self-awareness and balance, integration, and restoring our being, reach out to me. My services are always available. I'm offering Reiki, Oracle card readings, chakra empowerment, intuitive life guidance bi-weekly, where we really look at our life as a whole. Look at shadow work integration. If we're having trouble with patterns, habits that we wish to break free from, and how to integrate new healthy ones. These are things that I offer through my intuitive life guidance that I offer. And I also am doing Soul Origin Galactic Therapy sessions. And it's where we do a one-on-one guided meditation to connect you with your higher self and uncover your soul origin or your soul lineage, if you're a starseed, along with any healing from timelines, energy reclaiming that is needed in that moment from your higher self can take place in those sessions. And just a reminder too, of this Friday with Sacred Space Friday, reach out to myself or Holistic Butterfly, or you can go to the link in her bio and hit book a service, Sacred Space Friday. And that is at 7 p.m. Eastern this Friday. And then lastly, this Saturday at 2:22 p.m. Eastern is a free generational clearing inner child healing workshop that I will be hosting and having our shamanic drum maker Chuck Wilson be a part of, and he will be live with us. And just reach out for me for that Zoom link. So, thank you all for tapping in and rising together. I will see you Friday at 11:11 a.m. Eastern. Wholeness, balance, love, vibrations.